Welcome back, everyone, to Bayview Park and the Vans Wakeboarding Pro. A forceful fixture in the sport of wakeboarding, Darin Shapiro just missed the win last year, looking for some serious redemption in 2002.
It's hard when you go into the Triple Crown event to start with a crappy first event and not do well. Here at Pensacola, my first trick last year was a front of blind, and I went as big as I could on it, and I was done. But it is 3 events, and the sad part is sometimes you can play it more conservatively and end up doing way better overall on 3 events. To have a bad first event and feel like I've kind of redeemed myself through like the World Championships and won a Triple Crown event towards the end there. And that's always cool, but you never know if you've been totally better off just contest riding, you know, because I know how to do that as opposed to just blowing it out of the water. But I'm the kind of person that's kind of calculated, like, okay, everything seems right, go for it, bust it out, because it sucks to fall.
I'll tell you, JB, you will rarely see Darin Shapiro laugh if he does fall in competition. And it's one thing you can say about him. He is so focused and calculated when it comes to competitions. Works out the risk versus reward very smartly.
Well, he definitely knows that this is his business, and he is so good at this sport that he can actually dictate and decide what type of run is going to win an event like this.
You saw him start out smart, going up the slider. Comes off a little early, but still a lot more to go in this run for Darin Shapiro.
It's going to be interesting to see if he decides to blow it out or if he pays more keen attention to his environment. He's in a contest right now. He can ride either way. It's what he thinks right now is going to bring him the dollars.
Also take note how many tricks Darin Shapiro can pack into one pass.
He certainly does have just as big an arsenal as anybody. A lot of wake-to-wake tricks. Darin has made a reputation through the years as being one of the most explosive riders. And then on the fun box, he can spin out of that. Pat, I think he's already answering our questions in the first run. Took that Fruit Loop huge, but he did a lot of not as high scoring maneuvers, but he was racking up the point totals nonetheless. This was one of the moves that you'll only see him do. The line over 540 called the orbital. And now, again, watch where he lands. He's landing right in the trough of that wake. Normally, Shapiro's going 15 feet out. Such as that right there. Again, the only guy we're seeing throw that trick. In one pass, he's already done 2 unique moves, stopped everything else. That is the way you win an event.
JB, perhaps a slicker, smarter Shapiro. Good distance on the kicker, but I have to say, you know, he had that bobble on the fun box with the first pass, but backed it up with wake-to-wake tricks.
And a ton of wake-to-wake tricks at that. Coming into it again! Well, there were 2 opportunities on the fun box. He didn't take advantage of either of them, but Pat, you pointed out he had a ton of tricks during that first run. He may have enough points stored away to overcome that deficit. Switch stance right there. It's the S-bend. You do a full 360 rotation, then he recoils it 180 degrees and wraps it up with a method scarecrow. Man, we are seeing a master strategist. He did not get what he wanted on that shot at the fun box either. But as we said, run number 1, tons of tricks in there. This was a technical move, the switch stance Falcon. It's so cool to see a guy at this level show us yet another facet of his abilities.
This could decide it all. The double up, Darin Shapiro. Ooh, just a bat wing there. Could be seen as conservative, but a stand-up run from Darin Shapiro. Opted for a safe bet with the bat wing on the double up. Got good extension on it. Will it be enough for Darin Shapiro?
Darin, that pass number 1 out there, that was about the busiest I've ever seen you get. Was that by design or was it just feeling right?
Well, you know, you got that tube chasing the boat and it got whipped out of the turn. So I had to pull it back into the wake. So I had to get on the gas to start my pass. But I plan on packing it in with as much wake stuff as I could. Coming back on the box, I overshot it. That was supposed to be a 270 lip slide, but I pulled it off and got through the course all right. I just noticed before I went out that I had snapped my board, but I went out and rode it anyway, and it felt all right. It was a little off, but just trying to make it happen. So
You went out there, put that entire sit in on a busted stick, and you were able to still do everything you'd want to do? Check that
I
out.
didn't even know it. The whole thing's, if I wanted, I could probably snap the thing, but I didn't, you know, I was just ready to ride. I didn't feel like smacking a bunch of new stuff on another stick, and these boards are good even when they're broke, so.
Hey, is this the kind of run that you can come back to the dock completely satisfied that you went out there and showed what you're capable of?
I'm pretty happy with the way I rode. I did pretty much every wake trick I wanted to do. The obstacles felt better the other rounds, but I felt great just going out and riding. It was cool.